Hey guys, Chelsea from Attention to Details, and we're here today. I have a fellow female detailer here, and this is Amber. Say hi, Amber.
Hi.
Amber's been working with me the last 2 days on this Ford Fusion behind me. The customer brought it in. They bought this vehicle for their daughter. It's her first vehicle. They're really excited, but the previous owner smoked in it heavily. So we ended up doing a smoke odor removal treatment on this interior. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick explanation of the process that we did yesterday, and then I want to share with you guys what we're going to do to try to completely remove that. So you can see we are going to be working on the exterior today. We have the interior completely done. Everything is dried out. Just to kind of walk you through our steps. When we started on the interior, we did a thorough vacuuming. It really wasn't in bad condition. They bought this vehicle used, but like I said, it was heavily smoked in. So we just did a quick vacuum. From there, we did our extraction. I used my Aqua Pro Vac with hot water, and I used Surround Omegazyme. If any of you follow my channel, you know how much I enjoy Bonnet Pro. Their chemicals, they are a professional carpet cleaning company that provide chemicals, and my favorite from them is actually the Rocket Revive It. If you're wanting to kind of take your carpet cleaning game up to the next level, even if you want to work on interiors like houses, residential, even commercial, they're fantastic products to have in your arsenal. They are a encapsulating carpet cleaning product. I did actually use the Omegazyme. I worked with Amber a little bit yesterday, showed her my technique for headliners. We were able to use what's similar to like a bonnet cleaning method. You take your DA, a microfiber polishing pad from Meguiar's, spray your cleaner thoroughly, not soaking it, but just a consistent mist. Spray your pad, go over the entire headliner at a low speed, let's say 3. Keep your pad flat. We were able to remove all of the staining from the nicotine, have a nice, clean, consistent finish. We even cleaned our visors with that way, our sunroof. Everything dried perfectly. The headliner looks and smells fantastic. So especially when you're working on interiors for smoke odor removal, you want to pay attention to your headliner. A lot of people will say hit it with steam. You want to go after, the smell with steam. That's very risky. Sometimes if you get too close, you'll damage the glue backing on your headliner and you'll cause damage. If you extract it, again, too much moisture. So this is a low moisture technique. You're using a bonnet cleaning technique that's similar to what they would do in kind of a commercial setting. That way, if you have high traffic, people need to get back on the floors. It's a great way to clean areas quickly without oversaturating, especially in the wintertime. I'm actually going to be testing out that kind of technique for interiors in the winter. So, stay tuned. I'm going to be experimenting with a couple different microfiber pads, bonnets, things like that, to see if we can take that application for commercial use and for like headliners and see if we can get the same results for carpets and seats. But you can see we did our seatbelts. We actually cleaned our seatbelts with the Omegazyme. I actually want to show you guys, this was a brush that I picked up off of McKee's 37. This is like a Blue Gator seatbelt brush. You spray your solution, use this brush, kind of agitate it, then take a microfiber, mop up, and it does a great job. You've put that enzyme cleaner, which the enzyme is going to go over or start to attack any bacteria that can cause odor. That's why you want something like this, especially within a odor removal, smoke odor removal. A lot of people will say use a degreaser. Degreasers aren't going to be sufficient enough. It may remove the nicotine stain, but it may not remove the odor. So you need something that's going to go after both, and that's why I use a product like this. I will use it at a 4-to-1 dilution. This is great value. This may be $38, $39 for a gallon, but this could well last you over a year. I would say only mix up as much as you need, because it's only going to last maybe a week as far as the punch of the enzyme. So every single time you might have to freshen it, but I go through a bottle each time I go through this, like a spray bottle, and this will last me a long time, especially if I'm using it in that application setting. So we also did use a magic eraser on all of our glass to go after the vapor film. We use the magic eraser as well as Pink Perfection to degrease all of our plastics. This is a soap-based APC, so it gives us nice foaming workability. So we got all of our plastics degreased and cleaned. We got all of our carpets, seats, seat belts, headliner shampooed and cleaned using Surround Omegazyme. So now that everything is completely dried, this is the next day, we let everything dry out. You can see we've got our visors pulled down, our sunroof is closed, we've got all of our compartments open. That's kind of key. We have our mat standing up tall, so that way we still have access to the carpets here. We even have our back seat kind of cracked, so that way that odor can go into the back seat and make sure we have our chemical doing the work for us. So now that we've got everything here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this into the garage. With the product that we're using, you do not want to have it in direct sunlight because the UV rays can actually affect the chemical. So what we're trying out today, if any of you have seen me in the past, you know I've done ozone treatments typically at this stage of the game. But I wanted to test out for those of you who don't have an ozone treatment or ozone generator. Maybe you are just a weekend warrior, maybe you just bought a new car, like my customer, for their daughter, and you want to try to go after the smoke odor yourself. Here's an option for you. Now this is Biocide Systems, their Auto Shocker Quick Release. This is a chlorine dioxide odor eliminator treatment that a lot of times you'll actually see this kind of technology or practice in a lot of car dealerships. They will use things like this to go after odor. Now, their downfall is they're not doing the proper steps to clean. Sometimes they may vacuum, sometimes they may, you know, wipe things down, but they're not extracting a lot of times. They're just thinking, you know, we'll go after it with the chemical. So your prep is key to success. You want to make sure you've degreased everything, shampooed everything, everything is dried out, pull all your seat belts, everything out, have access. So we're going to go ahead, pull this car in, and we're going to talk through how to use the Auto Shocker Quick Release. So let's. All right, so when you get a product like this, the Biocide Systems, now there are multiple manufacturers of similar science, similar technology. I know Adams has one that's very similar. This seems to be very highly reviewed and rated. They actually had this product at SEMA last year, I believe, and it was a really great success, had really great feedback from professional detailers. So that's why I kind of wanted to check this one out over, you know, other products. But you go ahead, open it up. You can see we've got kind of a measuring cup. We've got our chemical, and then we have instructions. You have the container, and also they will use this kind of as a flat surface later on. Sometimes there can be a tendency with certain ones that it may spill over, so that's where you want to definitely have it in this little tray, so that way if there's any sort of foaming or spilling over of the product, you don't have that product spilling on your interior, because that would be very bad. So when you open up the instructions, as such, you can see here in bold, in red, read all instructions before using. To guarantee success, follow all directions exactly as indicated. So we go through place vehicle out of direct sunlight. We've done that already. UV rays weakens chlorine dioxide strength. Open container, remove all contents. That's right here. Read all information on foil packet, then open packet at notch edge carefully so as not to damage content inside. Remove the technology pouch from inside and discard desiccant. Take the technology pouch and shake thoroughly to help loosen and mix ingredients. Then place pouch back in the container provided. Place container inside vehicle in a cup holder or on a stable flat surface on top of lid provided. Do not put directly onto carpet. Do not apply when carpet is wet. This is similar to an ozone treatment. You do not want to mix these chemicals with any sort of moisture within the vehicle, because it could actually bleach the tips of the fibers of the carpet. Using measuring cup provided. Add 1 full measuring cup of warm tap water over pouch to activate. Do not put lid back on container until treatment is over and product is ready to be discarded. Close all doors and windows and lock vehicle to prevent others from entering. We're not going to necessarily go to that route. We're smart enough that we know that we're not going to go in it. This product is completely non-toxic. However, it is an irritant. Therefore, there should be no persons or pets in the vehicle while the auto shocker is activated and in use. Leave the auto shocker working for 4 to 24 hours depending on severity of odor. So what this differentiates with an ozone treatment, a lot of times there are some concerns that detailers have with ozone treatments that prolonged use can cause oxidation to plastics. That is a relative concern. There are some that actually believe that the ozone can affect the electronics in the vehicle. I've never found that to be true. I've used the ozone generator several times on vehicles, had it running for anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour, let it air out, then did repeated treatments, never had any issues. So what I like about this though is you don't have to have the vehicle running for, you know, an hour, 2 hours sitting stagnant. You just kind of have to let this chemical work. Now you can leave it in overnight. You can leave it in during the day. What we're going to be doing, it's around 10:45 now. I'm going to let this work until 2:30, 3 o'clock. And then we're going to test it out, see how that works. So we've got 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That is 4 hours. This is, I would say, minimum enough. I don't think we need to do longer than 4 hours because we've already done our chemical cleaning, our enzyme cleaner. We're about 90% there. This is just going to kind of take us over that hill because we've done the proper prep. So leave the auto scrubber working for 4 to 24 hours, depending on severity of odor. At the end of treatment, open all doors for ventilation. Place lid back on the auto shocker and dispose in an outdoors waste container. Allow vehicle to ventilate for 20 minutes before entering. And that is also something that differentiates from an ozone treatment. Typically, if you do an ozone treatment for 40 minutes, an hour, you need to air it out for 40 minutes or an hour. And sometimes time is not a luxury that we may have. What I like about this is you can see this vehicle here. We're going to be working on the exterior, polishing it. And I am in a garage. I don't have to worry about having a vehicle running because with ozone treatments, you need to have the vehicle running to let that air kind of ventilate. You need a fresh source of air. So you kind of have to have a window cracked. You've got to deal with cords if you're using an ozone generator, at least the one that I use. What I can do is have this chemical be at work while I'm working on the outside. I'm in an enclosed space. I don't have to worry about, you know, toxic fumes, exhaust, things like that. I can let the chemical work while I'm simultaneously being profitable working on the outside. So as a detailer, this is a nice tool to have within your arsenal to be able to just be multitasking, and I'm not limited having to focus on one thing versus another. I also don't have to waste the customer's gas, you know, deal with electronic issues, overheating engines, things like that. So there's definite pros to using a product like this. All right, so it is 3 o'clock. We've had our chlorine dioxide going since, I don't know, about 4 hours. And I just turned the vehicle on, held my breath, turned the AC on full blast. We have it kind of a little bit warmer than like cold. We have the air conditioning on with recirculate. So all of our compartments are open. We're going to let the air circulate for 15 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and turn the vehicle off and open all the doors and air it out. But they say to ensure success, that is kind of one of those steps that you might want to consider and take. So just make sure that you have your vehicle garage door open because you want to be out of direct sunlight, but you don't want to kill yourself with fumes. So just take that. All right, guys, we are all done with our Biocide Systems Auto Shocker Quick Release. If I come in here, it just has a very slight chlorine smell, even less than if I were to be in an indoor pool. It's not, you know, toxic. It's not obnoxious. It's actually a very nice, clean, refreshing smell. I like it personally. We got all of our seat belts back, our mats back down. I think the customer is going to be so happy with the end result. Her daughter's going to be able to drive around in this vehicle very comfortably and not be worried about any of her, you know, contents or her belongings smelling like smoke. That was their kind of number one issue, because she'd get out of the vehicle and it smelled like she smoked and she didn't. So now we've been able to kind of remedy that problem for our customer. I'm really impressed with this, the fact that you can do this without having the vehicle running for hours on end or, you know, long periods of time. You don't have to potentially expose yourself to O3, which isn't the safest to expose yourself to. You don't have to have the risk of oxidation to your plastics. I think this is actually, you know, something that I will be using in the future. Highly recommend it for anyone that's wanting to do remedy like this at home. You saw the steps that we used to do the prep work. That's kind of key and paramount to success. Make sure everything is clean, make sure everything is dry. And you saw how easy it is to do, just as simple as putting the pouch in there, filling it up with water, leaving it in the vehicle. You can leave it overnight if it is a stronger odor smell, and let it air out. So thanks guys for watching. If you have any questions about this product, make sure you post those in the comment section down below. I'm going to put the link for this product as well as the Omegazyme and some of the other tools that I may have used in this video in the video description box. But thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and we will see you guys in the next video.